To clap back or to not clap back? That's the question I'm gonna try to answer honestly in today's video. Let's get started. What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kat. I am a holistic nutritionist, and in this channel I help people clear their acne naturally, holistically. If you want to learn more, I have a whole bunch of videos on my channel that you can watch talking about my journey. Today I want to break down two topics. The first one is how to deal with people that give you unsolicited acne advice. Okay, so basically the advice on how to clear your skin, you know, what to do to clear the acne that you didn't ask for, and the kind of comments like, oh my god, what's wrong with your face? Why are you breaking out? You have pimples all over. How to deal with comments like that. And also I've been asked to dedicate an entire video to this topic, which is how to be more confident with acne. Okay, because you know, having a skin issue, having acne, whatever it is, it really does pull on your insecurities a lot. It really does get to you because it prevents you almost kind of like showing up as your true self. You kind of want to hide yourself. You want to, you know, make sure you stand away. You don't really show up as your authentic self. So I asked a question, to clap back or not, and my answer is sometimes yes and sometimes no. All right, I want to give you some examples on some instances that I have dealt with when it comes to people commenting on my skin. The most recent one actually happened last week. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably already saw it, but we're going to be talking about it later on in today's video. The time that I would always get called out for my skin would be at the eyebrow place, and this wasn't even just one woman, it would be like multiple eyebrow ladies. So the first time it happened, it was this lady I used to do my eyebrows at, and she mentioned like my breakout. You know, she goes, what's happening to your skin? You're getting a lot of breakouts. And I would just kind of like brush her off and say, yeah, I know this is breaking me out, or I'm stressed, or I'm dealing with this, and you know, that would be the end of it. Come back 2 weeks later, maybe my skin was clear, she didn't mention it. Next 2 weeks, breakout. Hey, what's going on with your skin? You know, why do you keep breaking out? Again, brushed it off. Ended up not going back to that lady just because I didn't like the way she did my eyebrows. Went to this other woman. I remember this was a period of time, I think, where my skin was doing pretty good, you know, and I didn't get that many breakouts. But then of course, if you deal with acne, you know that sometimes it comes back. And I remember this one time I went to go sit in her chair, and I think I was just having like an off day. Like I just did not want to deal with BS. You know, I didn't want to like deal with people giving me advice, telling me, you know, what to do, like pointing out this insecurity, obviously, that I know that's going on in my skin. You know, when you have acne, as so many of you can relate, there's times where you catch yourself in the mirror and it brings you down. You know, you don't like what you see because you're just kind of like, why is it that I have to deal with this stress on top of all the other life stresses, you know? So it really does get to you. So anyway, back to the story. I sit down in her chair, had a couple breakouts. I think I was in college at that point. I was pretty stressed about like exams and all of that. Of course, here she comes and she says, oh my God, why are you breaking out? You have so many breakouts. What's going on? And I remember she said it in front of so many other women that were waiting to do their eyebrows too. And honestly, like I was just like, nah, I'm done. Like they have to learn that this is not okay. So I was just like, I know that my skin is not doing well. Like I know that I have breakouts, you know, I'm working on it. And right off the bat, I just want to say that this wasn't the first time I went to her. She has mentioned my skin before in the past, and like I did with the other lady, I let it slide, but it was just this particular day where I was like, no, I know what's going on in my skin. I know. I remember right after I said that, and I would go to her again, she never mentioned my skin again. Never. And that's why I'm saying, like, sometimes you do have to like say it in a way that people are gonna understand, like, hey, this is not okay. Like, this isn't making me feel good. I know that I'm breaking out, and you addressing it is only making me feel worse. There are gonna be other times where you can let it slide. So the time that I let it slide was actually most recently last week. Well, actually, I didn't really let it slide. I clapped back at one person, which we'll get into that. But I let a couple other DMs slide. If you saw my last video, then you know that the Ordinary's niacinamide serum broke me out, and I am currently dealing with healing from that breakout. But you know, I'm very transparent and I share my skin because I want to help as many people as possible. I want to help you guys. So last week I took to Instagram stories and I wanted to share my skin bare, without any filters, without makeup on, and just to show you how my skin is holding up after this breakouts, you know, session that I had over the serum. And of course I got all these replies with people who were like, has your skin always been like this? What's going on? Why are you breaking out? And you guys, I literally just finished explaining that this product broke me out, so I didn't want to get into it. Let it slide. Then I get one DM, and I spoke about this a little bit on my stories. This woman replies and says, hey, you should try spironolactone. It's a game changer for the skin. And you know, obviously I've heard of spironolactone, I've never tried it, but I know that a lot of people have had good success on it. And when it comes to me, I'm never one to tell people how to do certain things. I definitely feel like everybody has to make their own choices. If you want to take that route and it works for you and your acne never comes back, I am so happy for you. Really, I am. I don't push any natural, holistic thing on people unless they're really interested, unless they're really wanting to learn more about it, because I know how hard this journey is. And if you find something that works for you, I'm 100% happy for you. I respect everyone's decision. So I replied saying, hey, I know that this is something that's worked for a lot of people, but personally for me, I'm done with the antibiotics, the medications, because it's ruined my health more than anything. So these days I'm on the natural route. So when I send that to her, I'm thinking she's gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. No, her response was, well, that's really the only way to treat it. The natural way isn't gonna work. The reason why it really got me upset is because it goes back to what I just said about respecting everybody's decision. It was almost kind of like shitting on the path that I'm taking. So I clapped back. Of course, she DMs me and she's like, wow, you really posted this, and you know, you're so sensitive and all these things. Do I regret putting her on blast and doing all of that? No. Because also, I wanted to show my followers, I wanted to show you guys how important it is to not listen to other people when it comes to you can't heal your skin naturally, you can't do this without medication, without harsh antibiotics, all of that. A lot of you replied back to that and were like, wow, she obviously doesn't watch your videos because this is your entire message. And you know, that's fine. Now she knows. But yeah, when I shared that on my Instagram, so many of you told me your stories on people that are giving you acne advice and people that have commented on your skin and all of that, and how much it really does crush your confidence. My biggest advice to you when it comes to dealing with confidence while having acne is understand that you are so much more than your physical. You have to kind of sharpen that inner strength to keep showing up as your true self while you're dealing with clearing up your skin. And you need to believe also that this skin is only temporary and that it's gonna go away. It does take a lot of practice. It does take time to really feel confident in your own skin, but you have to remember that in order to do that, you have to keep putting yourself out there. Don't be like me, where when I was younger, I used to hide myself in my room. I didn't want to go out because I didn't want people to see my skin like that. I used to lie about plans that I had just so that I didn't have to face people with this face. And I feel like I really do regret that, because I missed out on so many fun nights, so many opportunities of meeting new people, just because I was not feeling good about myself. That's definitely something that I feel like I've gotten better as. It doesn't 100% go away, but when you are around the right people, or when you are around people that love you, people that are your true friends, you know, your man, your girl that really love you, they're gonna look past that. They're not gonna really focus on that as much as you are focusing on it. Remember, we focus on things about ourselves way more than other people. So just keep that in mind also. You really do have to realize that your purpose here on earth is so much bigger. Take me for example. I didn't want to come out of my room. I didn't want to see people. I wanted to pretend like the acne on my skin did not exist. And it wasn't until I started making videos on YouTube, sharing my journey, sharing my experience, sharing what I did to clear my skin. That's when I started getting more confident with myself. That's when people started really to connect with me. And that's when people started to feel like I was so confident, when in reality, I'm just as nervous as you to share my skin, but I do it anyway, you know, and it does get easier every single time. And the funny thing about this is that while I'm doing this, while I'm sharing more and more, I'm living in my purpose because I'm helping so many of you. Also, while you're building that confidence, focus on the things that you do like about yourself. So one of the things I started focusing on was my hair. I started doing all these different hairstyles. I started learning how to do makeup to hide the acne. I started YouTube. I started just doing things that brought me a lot of joy and that I liked about myself, or that I liked doing. Do things that make you feel good about yourself. One of the things I love talking about is mindset. It's so important when it comes to building up your confidence level, showing up as your authentic self. I talk more about that in this video right here. Make sure you click that if you haven't watched it already, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.